So the worst that could happen is we get Marnied into a dead hand, right? If we don't get Marnied this turn, then I think we're looking very pretty. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Are you looking for sealed product and singles? You can find it all on Channel Fireball. Please use my Tailmon affiliate code when checking out to help support my content. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos, instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. If you're from Europe, Millipots Gaming has a wide array of sealed products, singles, and more. You can use Tailmon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here at the channel where we try to play but we never get to. We're gonna try and play with this deck today. We have AZUL's undefeated TAPU KOKO VMAX deck with greens. Pretty sure Metal Magikarp has also worked on this. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, but AZUL did use this deck recently to win a tournament. TAPU KOKO VMAX uses max shock to 180. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, then their active Pokemon is now paralyzed, right? So that's pretty cool. And then you have Bolton to use Electrify to power up, along with Boltstorm to potentially pressure, but the idea is to use Electrify, go down, go behind in prizes, and then TAPU KOKO and clean up hopefully from there. Now with the Greens engine we can play a ton of disruption, such as the Wondrous Labyrinth for the late game, the Power Plant, and even Chaotic Swell to disrupt opponents' stadiums. We have Escape Rope to make sure that we can also get out paralysis ourselves against Pigrom or something of the sort. Our Koko does have retreat, so we don't have to worry too much about retreating, right? That's why there's no switches, and we can easily get to the Bolton if we need to. You have Quick Balls to find our Boltons, we have Evo Incense to find VMAX, and as I mentioned, we rely on Green's Exploration since none of our Pokemon have abilities other than TAPU KOKO Prism Star, but we can easily dispose of that by using its ability, right? 4 speed help out with the consistency of the deck. We also have the Lightning Energies, so a very healthy count of this. And then we have Surge, since we do intend to be behind in prize cards overall. We have Marnie for disruption and as another supporter available. We have Research, we have Cynthia Caitlyn as well to recover any of these, and we have our beautiful Boss's Orders to chase down whatever's on the bench. We have one Fan of Waves as well to potentially disrupt the energy attachments, the special energy attachments by our opponents. This deck probably gets completely rolled over by any Urshifu deck that we might run into, but even though Urshifu has released, it is a little expensive, so I think that's definitely eating into its popularity right now, because they are fairly expensive. So we win the conflict, we'll definitely choose to go second. I wish I had some water with me right now. This is a fairly good start though. So I'm just going to start the Bolton. There's no need to be fancy with the Koko. No need to be fancy with the Koko here, because there could be like an Absol or something getting played. We seem to be up against Mad Party though. A fully blinked out Mad Party deck, so this will be interesting to say the least. The paralysis obviously won't come into play. Late game reset stamp will, however, and chasing down whatever the Denes or Crobats they end up playing down will also definitely be a big factor right here. So Shiny Sinistea, very nice. As I mentioned, it's almost as if my opponent had a demo account, right? Which he might, right? He even has like the older Reverse Holo Great Balls, Shiny Dedenne. Everything's either Reverse Holo or Golden, Max Rarity. Max Rarity Mad Party deck, that's pretty cool. Right, Max Rarity Mad Party deck. Alright, double Sinistea getting played. Fortunately, there's no way for me to pressure on turn 1. Like, maybe there is, but then I would be risking quite a bit. There's the full art boss, which I think is more expensive than the rainbow rare boss, right? So, right, and then we see the past with the third Sinisty getting benched. Alright, so I'm liking that. I am liking the double benching here, and then so I think I go greens and just make sure I have TAPU KOKO down or available. I wouldn't mind, like, they shouldn't KO me this turn, right? So you know what? I'm gonna grab another greens and I'm gonna grab a quick ball. I think that makes sense, right? I think that absolutely makes sense. This deck usually doesn't play Marnie, so I'm not gonna bench the Koko. I will search for it, but I'm not gonna bench the Koko, just because that would impact my green. And then what I might do next turn, right? I mean, in an ideal world for them, they do KO Bolton. Realistically, if they get 10 Mad Partiers in the discard pile on turn 2, that's impressive. They already have 4, so maybe that's not too far-fetched. Maybe that's not too far-fetched, actually. Right, see the Great Ball. Another Galarian Rhyme. Poltergeist, very nice. I like it. I really do like the shiny cards. I actually really do like the shiny cards. Alright. Another Poltergeist. I wonder if that one's gonna get discarded. No, it's just gonna be evolved. So now at 5. Now at 6. Now at 6. Another boss down, which is not super impactful here. That's gonna make it 7 after they research or Dead Change. That's gonna make it 8 after they research or Dead Change. Or they could just evolve. Okay, they're gonna evolve. I mean, 3 being down means it's a little less likely that they pull it off, right? 7. Missing 3 so far. There's a Balpad to chase down things on the bench. I don't have any easy targets here though with Koko and Croats. There's their Crobat. See a Nerve Balloon, and we see a Research. Ooh, a ton of supporters lost there. The Exile and the Boss. The 2 Great Catchers don't matter. Seems like we're gonna be safe here. They do attach, they do bench the Sinisty for whatever reason. So I am going to Great Catcher KO the Detective because it takes away the energy, and I'm also gonna do Fan of Waves this turn, right? So let's just make sure I do this properly. Ice Spinner for the energy, right? And so I have the attachment on the active. I have the attachment on the active and the discard to maximize the Koko. And my Wondrous Labyrinth is priced, unfortunately. So maybe I just establish the other Koko VMAX. I think that works. Just to make sure that there's no easy target for my opponent. So let's grab the other Koko VMAX. And then let's play the Fan of Waves, right? So that the energy goes to the bottom. And then I will Great Catcher, discarding the Doll. Don't think I'll be needing to buy myself turns right here. And so we shall evolve. We shall evolve. I had this feeling in my gut that I had somehow misplayed here. That I had actually somehow misplayed this, but I don't think I have. Right? I don't think I have. So we'll go Bolt Storm. I think if we can find the Wondrous Labyrinth, that's gonna make a world of difference. Reset Stamp is alright for later, just not quite right now. Instead of the incense, I could have grabbed boss, right? I could have considered going for boss to make sure I had KO on the Crobat. But as long as I have, like, they are down their Palpat and their Giovanni's Exile, so that Crobat should stay there, right, for the rest of the game. Although they play a second copy of Palpat or Giovanni's Exile, that Crobat should remain there for the rest of the game. So I think we'll be okay. Like, so far we traded 2 for 2, right? So far they traded 2 for 2. And if I can tank a hit and then attack with this one, well, no, I don't think that changes anything actually. Alright, so I do get the attachment, which is fantastic. I will go ahead and Marnie, because my hand's not great. Otherwise, no need to bench the Bolton. Okay, this could potentially get me greens next turn, or this gets me greens. But this could also get me the boss. So this is just all about being as efficient as you can with the exchange. There's the Wondrous Labyrinth. So they are down 1 triple. Right? They are down 1 triple. We need them to be down all of them to really be impactful. That's the second triple. That's actually really good. The issue for me is that I also need another energy now. If I play the Wondrous Labyrinth, I'm not attacking either. So there's a mad party. So, alright. There's a boss that's really good. There's a boss that's really good. I'm gonna grab the Surge. That could be impactful. And then I'm gonna grab the greens. Okay. I am down my spinner. I am fairly certain. I'm gonna double check. But I am fairly certain that I only play 1 spinner. Therefore, the only way for me to get energy, well, there's 2 spinners, but I honestly don't remember if it's priced or not. So, what's the harm in playing the greens? I don't think there's any harm, right? Because the next turn I just go boss KO. I think I'm gonna do the greens. Well, you know what? Maybe I should just go boss KO. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do that. So I won't be able to use Surge, right? So I should have grabbed the Research, silly Pablo. Okay, with a quick mulligan check, this guarantees me the energy, and then it's GG, right? And then if the energy is truly not there, then I'll just have to Marnie, right? I'll just have to Marnie. So there's a mad party, there's a KO, so it comes down to, can I find energy this turn? The spinner is not my last prize card. I believe we can win this. So I should have 2 more energies. I can't. My last prize can't be energy and spinner. I do find the reset stamp. If the spinner is actually not there, which it is, alright. So it is. If the spinner was not there, I actually would have just played Cynthia Caitlyn instead and not Marnie, and I would have stamped to 1 along with the stadium. Right? Along with the stadium. So there we go. Yeah, good trades. Good trades is what you need to do. Targeting down the benched 2 prizers is what allowed me to win this game. If I had KO'd Crobat and I had knocked out something else, I might not have been able to win this match. So, alright, I liked how the list flowed. Very straightforward, very consistent. I did like it, right? I did like it. We were sort of at the mercy of that first KO that my opponent didn't get, but it worked out, right? It worked out nicely. Alright. I would not like to go first, thank you very much. Okay, so let's start. We get 2 greens for Quick Ball and Spinner, get our Koko Prism Star. We're all good, right? We're all good. And we're up against a Lightning deck, Lightning weak deck, so this should be fine, right? This should be With this hand, this should be a straightforward win. And the best thing is that we can't get Marnied on turn 1 because they went first, so they cannot play Marnie. That's the best thing right here. I cannot be Marnied out of this hand this turn. I can be Marnied out of the hand the turn after, absolutely. But not this turn, right? Not this turn. Not quite this turn. Alright, awesome. So we'll greens for that. And that. One quick wall is priced, so that's not like the most impactful. All these stadiums could be good. One greens is also priced. One, no, Marnie's not priced. One Koko V and one VMAX is priced as well. No energies are priced. Alright, so looking fine. Honestly, looking fine. I'll grab all the energies. I'll discard one of them. I will discard one of them. Grab the Koko V. And then I'll go ahead and attach. And then I'm not going to bench this. I will attach this, however. Well, probably don't need to. Yeah. But like I'm never gonna want to retreat the Bolton, I don't think. Alright. So the worst that could happen is we get Marnied into a dead hand, right? If we don't get Marnied this turn, then I think we're looking very pretty. And we don't get Marnied. Awesome. Life is beautiful when you don't get Marnied. Life is absolutely beautiful when you don't get Marnied. Alright. So, yeah, like it's completely fine. If Lapras knocks out Bolton, it's not a big deal. If they go Escape Rope, knock out Koko though, that is a big deal. They're just choosing to be aggressive though. So now I wish I had held on to the... Well, I can just search for the other Urbolin, right? I can't just search for the other Urbolin. So, in order to get rid of the Lapras, in case I don't get KO'd, which I'm expecting to be KO'd. So my opponent retreating beforehand was completely unnecessary, right? It only opened up to potential mistakes. Okay, now that is scary. The second Lapras is definitely scary though. That's a big dig. Okay, so this is looking a little scarier now. If this Lapras KOs my Koko VMAX, we are in a lot of trouble, man. Okay, so there's a Bolton. Okay, so I'm definitely evolving, right? No way around that. I have 2 energies in the discard pile. So like, this is 100% not changing, right? However, what I would like is to have another basic Pokemon. Right? And to potentially maximize my Koko as well. So I'm gonna green for another quick wall. And probably the reset stamp. Could also be the swell though. Could also be the swell. They do have a big hand. Bringing that down to 4, I don't think it's as impactful as getting rid of the stadium, because what matters is them not finding energies, right? And the stadium guarantees that there's a ton of energies in the discard pile. So I am going to go with this. Could also Big Charm. Could also grab Big Charm. But I'm gonna go with this one. My gut... Oh no, never mind. I have the bubble, so never mind. Okay. So I'm gonna go with this. Goodbye, Marnie. I could have actually used the stadium and then played the quick ball instead. And then I would have had the choice between Marnie and research next turn. So, slight mistake right there. Could be costly for sure. No energy in my discard pile, so let's just play that. And max shock with weakness. So the paralysis hasn't come into play, right? At all. The paralysis just hasn't come into play at all whatsoever. Alright, so there's another VMAX. It's gonna come down to, can they find enough energies? So how much energy do they need? Right? I have 320 HP. Minus 90 That's 230. It's 30 for every energy. They need 5 more energies, right? They need 8 total energy attached to the Lapras VMAX to get a KO on me. If they do that, then they've won the game. They've absolutely won the game. If they don't, though, I think it's game over. As long as I get attachments on my benched Koko. Or on the Bolton, right? That would also sort of work. No, the Koko VMAX is probably safer. There's 2, right? There's 2 energies. So maybe weakness advantage might actually not end up being enough. If my opponent does manage the KO, I would need to go hide behind a doll. Because everything would just die, right? So there we go. Yeah, everything would just actually die. But okay. My opponent didn't get there, he definitely had a chance, right? So it's not like, oh, yellow Pokemon, I'll just concede, right? It doesn't quite work that way. Doesn't quite work that way. Alright. So we're up against Milas Dirlica or something like that. Alright. So we're gonna start the Koko. Decent dish hand. I can establish the Bolton, and I am going second, so that's really good. Right, that is actually really, really good. Alright. So we're against Spiritomb. Once again, the paralysis is just not coming into play, right? We didn't get to play against the big HP dudes. Not this game, at least. Alright. Okay, well, my deck really wants me to use Marnie here. I think I'm gonna get rid of my Marnie. Just then the Bolton. Because that is what I want. And then, so, if I get the Pokegear into greens, then I'm guaranteed, right? I'm not gonna grab the research because I will end up using Marnie. The Wondrous Labyrinth could also be an impactful stadium here, and then we draw fairly well off the Marnie. Big surprise. Big surprise. Let's go ahead and attach here. This free retreat is just absolutely fantastic. This quick ball is also fairly good. Then we can establish the Koko, the second Koko. We can also bench this person just in case. Someone was annoyed that I called, that I would say like, we can bench this person rather than this Pokemon. So if you're that person, you need to lighten up. And there we go. Yeah, straightforward, electrify, not much to do there. Straightforward and solid. Alright. I hope my Marnie didn't kill my opponent's hand. I really hope it didn't. See the Cape of Toughness to lead off with. See a quick ball. That deck doesn't always play things like Titania and Crobat, though this version does, so that's good. That is indeed very, very good. Alright. See the Scoop Up Nets on the Mars Shadow. I mean, 70 damage is not that impactful, honestly. Of the Spiritomb, no Spikemuth, which I think is definitely the stadium that they're going to be running. There is a Spikemuth, never mind. If we knock out Marshadow and play Chaotic Spell, that would be really detrimental for them. Here I can give up on the Doll, so very nice protection against Escape Rope with the Doll. If already retreated, it would be really weird if they just wasted that Spiritomb, right? Wow! So all this effort... Huh? All that effort... Nice top deck. Maybe I should have just attached to the Bolton, right? That's fine. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna grab Koko. I'm not gonna grab the Koko Prism Star yet. I don't need it. And it would just kill any future. It would kill any future greens that I could possibly draw, right? So I'm gonna evolve here. Could have this for the bench, but I think it's fine. I'm just gonna max shock. The paralysis not coming into play. Everyone might give up quickly, right? I'm like, what my opponent did made no sense. They didn't play Bird Keeper. They did all these things to just KO a doll, right? They wasted resources to KO a doll. Like, I don't know. It didn't make sense what my opponent did last turn. And that must have been the top deck, right? That had to be the top deck. So now they're down 3 Cape of Toughness, which is really good for us. Because then the Spiritoms are much less of a threat. Their maximum damage output is now 160 rather than 310. So that's really good. Alright, so we see the attachment. I top deck boss. That's honestly very lucky. I'm not gonna use the boss though. I don't think I need to. Like a 2 damage counter Spiritomb is not a threat. I will, however, play the Swell, or grab the Swell and just grab another greens. I will send the energy to the bottom of their deck. I will play the Swell. I will start powering up this, and then I'll just take the knockout, right? Like, I could have just gone, oh haha, boss KO the Denu for 2 prices, or ah haha, boss KO your Spiritomb. But I don't need to, right? Like, them hitting me for 100 is perfectly fine. It's really no big deal at this stage in the game. Really no big deal. And there we go. Yeah, straightforward. So the process, the 3 games today never came into play. I do like the list though. It feels very consistent. The speed energies give you consistency. The greens engine is very consistent. The free retreat on Koko is very consistent and lets you power up easily with Bolton. So props for this deck. I really do like it. Definitely better than the Electrode version of the deck, I would say. And yeah, that will be all from me. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Things worked out very nicely. We drew pretty well. My opponents got to play to an extent, just like I did, and everything's merry when that happens. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!